So this is the difference. So this is why when I see guys texting, they're not serious. Okay, this is Mickey Mouse stuff, you know? You train or you don't.
Hi everybody, Golden Era Bookworm here, and today we continue with the Ken Waller series. And in today's interview, Ken describes and compares the mentality of old school bodybuilding versus the new school. Ken highlights several issues including trainees spending too much time on their phones, but also points out the issue with analysis paralysis, in that there is way too much information on how to train, and advises trainees to put their phones aside and focus on training hard on the basics. Let's hear from Ken Waller. Well, with that in mind, everything is routined nowadays. Everything's studied, analyzed, measured. Even our routines and when we go to the gym, like, is that what you guys did? Did you guys go into the gym with a goal or with a written program, or did you guys just rock into golds, compete with each other and have fun while training? What was it like?
No, each time you come in there, you have your program already mapped out for you. You know what you're going to do. Mm-hmm. And basically a lot of it is, the basic exercises. If you look, I bought a YouTube channel not long ago, YouTube TV, and I had to get rid of it because if you put one thing on that YouTube television, the next thing you're going to have 20 things on it every day. Yeah. And I never knew there were so many people trying to do exercises or showing people how to work out, and it's all baloney. Because you think about it like this. A magazine, if you want to sell a magazine, you can't put the basic things that actually work, because you'd run out in 2 months publications. You'd have whatever you needed. Yep. So people come up and they will say, "Okay, you got to stand on your head while you're doing this, or you got to lay on your back and put your legs up in the air to do this." And there's so many crazy variations. And I've looked at them. I say, "Hell, that don't even work the muscle. All you got to do is look in the mirror and see what's working." Yeah. But there's so many people out there trying to be trainers and stuff, and they all got different ideas. And these poor people that go in the gyms, they're walking around with a phone in their hand, looking at exercises to try and do.
No, you're right about that.
Back when we did it, there was no phones. In fact, in Gold's gym, when Joe Gold had it, there wasn't even any music there, anything. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah. But nowadays, if you don't have a phone in your hand, you do a set. You do one set of working out, and then you do a set of drinking water, and then you do a set of playing on your phone, texting people. I mean, I don't understand. It don't make sense to me.
Yeah, well, that's just goes to show how things have changed. You guys obviously went in there with a plan. You didn't fart around, as you mentioned. You guys trained harder than what you see nowadays. So as we have heard from Ken Waller, I couldn't agree more with him, especially regarding mobile phones. Trainees nowadays spend way too much time on their phones, answering calls, texting, watching shorts on YouTube, etc., whilst training. Most of you know that I have built my own old school gym, and I love training in it because it is free from distractions. But occasionally when I travel, I use commercial gyms, and I recall a recent trip to Germany where I trained at this awesome bodybuilding gym. But it was sad to see that as I blitzed through my pool day workout, there was a kid next to me doing bicep curls. I was already about halfway through my workout, and I noticed that after he finished his set, he began scrolling on his phone. I pumped out 4 sets of dumbbell pullovers during his rest period, and finished my workout by the time he had finished his curls and moved on to his second exercise. It was just really shocking to see how slow and unmotivated these kids are about training, and how they are simply more excited about their phones and the distractions within. So I am in complete agreement with Ken and his criticism of today's trainees. Ken also criticizes the overwhelming amount of information nowadays, especially on YouTube, and attributes all the varying exercises and opinions to YouTubers wanting attention, and compares it to the muscle mags of back in the day, which also did, in all honesty, the same thing, and not giving the basic instruction which works. As Ken Waller states, the problem for muscle mag publications back in the day and YouTube now is that if one gives the basic and correct instruction, most people would have all the information they would need in just a few mags or videos, and that would not equate to sales or views. To a certain degree, especially as it pertains to healthy beginners, I would agree with Ken Waller. However, we are all individual and unique, and therefore require an individualized approach and a customized bodybuilding program that actually adapts to our lifestyle. I do believe in the basics. There is no doubt that they work. But as a trainer, I do advise seeking an experienced coach that can help you apply the basic principles of bodybuilding to help you succeed in reaching your goals. If you are looking for an experienced coach to help you apply old school bodybuilding techniques, please get in touch. So far we have heard the first hour of interviews with Ken Waller, and in the next video, Ken goes in depth into his specific training he did for each body part, starting with chest, which I am sure you will enjoy. So that was Ken Waller and his comparison and criticism of old school versus new school gym goers. And if you have enjoyed this video, then please give the video a like, subscribe, and please leave me your comments. That's it from me. This is the Golden Era Bookworm saying bye for now. Head to www.goldenerabookworm.com for the biggest range of classic old school bodybuilding books as ebooks, e-magazines such as Iron Man and Reg Park Journal, high quality bodybuilding posters of the Golden Era stars, merchandise and classic gymwear featuring Steve Reeves, Marvin Eder, John Grimmick, Reg Park, and many other Golden Era stars. For those wishing to build a classic physique, lose fat, and build muscle, online training is also available. Collectibles such as rare autographed photos from the Golden Era stars are also available, and to collaborate, please get in touch. Now, if you're interested in learning more about Vince Gironda's approach to bodybuilding, his principles, and all these tips of wisdom that he has, I mean, there's so much stuff that probably hasn't been proven by science, and it will take science to prove or disprove Vince. But to be honest, these 3 books, I believe, which I call the Classic Physique Bundle, are the best books that Vince ever came out with. And they, of course, are the Wild Physique, the Master Series, and the Pro Series. Have a look at it this way. The Wild Physique, I believe, is like the ABCs of Vince Gironda's principles to bodybuilding. He teaches you the exercises and his principles. But how do you put them together? Well, the Master Series is a 14-month program of using all of these principles, all of the diets that Vince came out with, all of the exercises. And of course, the Pro Series was a book that he came out with later on, specially targeted for getting into competition. It's just these 3 books, as I call it, the Classic Physique Bundle, Vince's best work, and available, of course, at www.goldenerabookworm.com.